All right. Thank you so much, Marshall. And hello, everyone. Today is May 27th, 2026. This is the Wednesday CalPADS Q&A, and my name is Matt Clark. I'm a data governance administrator at CSIS supporting CalPADS, and I'll be hosting the Q&A today. Driving documentation for us is Gary Gerwer.
Hello.
All right. In terms of announcements, I do have a couple for folks today, starting with Flash 324. So Flash 324 was released yesterday, May 26th. With end-of-year special education updates. Flash 324 contains guidance on important uses of end-of-year 1 data certified by the July 31st final amendment window deadline, as well as information on the 25-26 CalPADS special education data roadshows. So please be sure to review Flash 324 for detailed special education updates and guidance. And then second announcement here, the CalPADS office will be transitioning to a new platform and interface for the CalPADS at cde.ca.gov email address. And this transition is meant to enhance LEA support. The new platform and interface is primarily internal facing at the CDE, and end users may not notice a difference, but the platform should help to better handle inquiries from the field. It is important to note that the CalPADS office email account is different from the CalPADS service desk email account. So if you have a CalPADS related service request or need help with the CalPADS system, please submit a service request to the CalPADS service desk at calpads-support@cde.ca.gov or submit an online service request via the CalPADS service request form. But the service desk email is calpads-support@cde.ca.gov, and that is distinct from the CalPADS office inbox, which is calpads@cde.ca.gov. All right, and that does conclude my announcements. Angela, do we have any announcements on known issues, defects, or deployments to share today?
Yeah, we did have one go in yesterday, and so recently fixed items are up to date.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Angela. And Dominic, CDE folks, any announcements?
Yes. So as a special holiday treat on Saturday, Brandy sent out the data validation, like the data analysis quality check for end of year. It was sent to SELPA on Saturday, and I believe she followed up on Tuesday. But regardless, that information has been sent to SELPAs. So we are going through the process. If any of you have any questions about what a fun holiday surprise, yes indeed. If you have questions about these data quality analyses, please send an email to speddatasupport@cde.ca.gov. Most likely the service desk will not have access or would not have the reports and data that we have collected, so they may not be able to assist you. So please be sure to email speddatasupport@cde.ca.gov for help with your data quality analysis validations.
All right. Thank you so much, Dominic. Let's go ahead and move now into the questions. So the first question is a Q1 from Alan at 301. We have foundational questions about the data that we should submit to EDCS on the SSBC extract. For the NSLP column, should that column be blank if it is a CEP school? For the local DC column, should that column be blank if we don't have any local DCs and instead only have CalPADS extract DCs? All right, so it looks like Gary has pulled up the LCFF FAQs under the how will pupils eligible to receive FRPM in Provision 2 or 3 CEP schools be counted for LCFF purposes?
I feel like this question is more about Sunbucks, though, right?
I do think the SSBC extract does seem Sunbuck specific.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Alan, I don't think we have any subject matter experts about that on this call. So if you'd prefer, you could put in a ticket and we can escalate that up to CDE for somebody there to answer.
All right. Thank you so much, Angela.
Angela, I think it would be better if they put in an email.
Sean's here. Sorry, Sean.
Sean. Hi, Sean.
Didn't know you were here.
Hi, everyone.
So, yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
Thanks. I was saying I think it'd be better if they put in an email to the EDCS box versus a ticket. So let me find that email and I'll try and reply to the question. But then I also see the question was just lengthy and I couldn't keep up. I see Rebecca's comment that CEPs are not allowed to collect NSLP applications. That is correct, Rebecca, but they do, they collect the alt income forms though. And, but to Matt's question and Angela's, I don't know what that has. I wasn't following the connection of Sunbooks because I didn't explicitly hear Sunbooks mentioned. So thank you, whoever's driving, for putting that up on the screen as well too. That's the email that I think it would be better if you emailed that email versus submitting a ticket.
All right. And it's Gary driving today. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. All right. Now, next we have a Q1 from Sariah at 3:02. In a previous call or meeting, I recall a presenter sharing that direct certification counts will drop next year. Can we receive more information on why? Was it due to SNAP cuts? If related to benefit cuts, do we have information on projections past 25-26?
I wonder if it's possible. Sorry, I misheard that because we drop the table for each academic year as an ongoing basis. So we purge DC data at the end of the year. So I wonder if that's what you heard, Sariah. I don't know that direct cert's going away. That's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah. Angela, I agree. I believe that she did mishear because I recall us stating the opposite. We told them that their DC counts would hopefully see an increase, and there was no adjustment needed on their end when we were detailing the matching process from CDSS to CALPADS. So I don't know, maybe if that's what she misheard or if she's referencing.
Pretty likely, but seeing no response from Sariah, I'll go ahead and close that question. But Sariah, if you do have a response, you can go ahead and submit it as a follow-up question or put it in the chat box for clarification for other folks here. We'll go ahead and move on to Chantel's Q1 at 3:03. I'm resolving some errors for program 191s with the new parameters. For records that were opened in 24-25, when I add an end date for the 24-25 school year to some of them, the education service academic year updated to 25-26. I haven't seen that before. Does it matter that it doesn't match the start and end dates of the program record? It can't be updated through online maintenance. If I need to delete the record and create a new one, will it show the 24-25 academic year as the education service academic year?
Yeah, if it spans 2 years, that's fine. So I wouldn't worry about the academic year as long as you've got the end date in there.
Perfect. Thank you, Angela. All right, moving on to Jenny's Q1 at 3:04. Are LEAs required to receive local direct certifications from their local county welfare office?
No, they are not required to. However, we do on the CDE webpage for student nutrition, specifically direct cert, Jenny, they give you a guidance and it's recommended. And it's recommended. I don't recall the reasoning of why it's recommended though. It's recommended so you can locate other students. And that's kind of vague. Hold on a second. Let me get to that web page. And so it's recommended under your local level match for why and how local level match can contribute to your direct cert numbers. And I have placed that in the chat for everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean. And thank you,
Okay.
Jenny, for the question there. Moving on to Rochelle's Q1 at 3:05. We have a student who moved out of district, and now we are not able to get a hold of them. They will not have an enrollment in 26-27 with us. What is the best exit code to give them for 25-26? And Gary's got the exit codes pulled up on screen here.
Well, E140 is for known enrolled truant, but there's ages 6 up until 18. And then E400 is for students that are outside of that age group, less than 6 or over an 18. And what else do we got that they has?
E450 is for the very young.
Yeah, the littles. Angela's got a good answer
Yeah.
in the writing there. E450, E400, or E140. Going to read through those descriptions and see which one fits best.
Just laughing at Jan's comment in that thread. All right. Thank you so much, Angela and Gary and Rochelle, for the question there. Moving on to Carrie's Q1 at 3:07. I'm getting a CRSE 468 error when I submit our dual enrollment CTE courses. These courses are tagged with the course level of 24 and course type 32 and a state course code in the 7,000 to 8,999 range. The current value for departmentalized course standards grade level range is NOT. Should it be blank instead of NOT? So that field confirmed on the error list here is validated with the error.
With that error, you really want to look at the valid code combinations document to make sure you're getting everything in sync. Let's see. I guess it depends on
So remove the last clause of the suggested resolution says remove departmentalized course standards grade level range. So I can see the logic here in kind of replacing the NOT with a blank. But I think the first kind of parts of that are important to ensure. So go through the valid code combinations document and make sure that you have the proper alignment between all three of the fields validated with this error. So the state course code, instructional level code, and the departmentalized course standards grade level range. If there is a standard grade level range that you're using that is aligned with the other two fields, I think you should select that one. Otherwise, removing seems to be the correct course of action. All right. Moving on to Rigoberto's Q1 at 3:10. Since Dominic is here, I'll ask now. Good afternoon, team. Good afternoon, Rigoberto. We have a student graduate early with a normal high school diploma and needs to be exited from the SWDS. However, parent signature for the plan and serve data was received the day after the student graduated. Should we omit the plan and serve records from CALPADS since they would share the same date as the student's SWDS exit, adjust the plan and serve records date, or exit the student from SWDS 2 days after or some time after they graduated?
In this scenario, since you won't be implementing the plan or services, you can just omit them from the reporting.
All right. Definitive and concise. Love it, Dominic. Thank you. Thank you, Rigoberto, for the question there. Next, we'll move on to Larney's Q1 at 3:13. Most of our course section IDs are a combination of the local course code, class period, and a counter. We've been struggling with keeping our course section IDs to 10 and under as the specific length. Would it be possible to increase the length of the course section ID to maybe 12 characters in the various course section or student course section files?
I'd say most SIS vendors. We've already updated that value once. Jan can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've done that years ago. I'd say check with your vendor, Larnie, and see what they recommend, because I think all the other vendors have been able to handle the current character ID on that one, character length.
Right. Thank you, Angela. And thank you, Larnie. Moving on to Lisa's Q1 at 3:15. Dominic, you mentioned the data quality analysis was sent earlier this week. Was it sent to all SELPAs? Santa Clarita Valley SELPA did not receive an email. I think our data is pretty clean, but I can't believe you found nothing.
I am not sure why you might not have received an email, but Lisa, if you want to email me directly, djohnson@cde.ca.gov. I can confirm there were some items for Santa Clarita Valley, but I'm not sure where the shortcoming is on getting that information to you. So go ahead and send me an email and we'll figure that out. And anybody else who hasn't received this information, if you haven't received it from your SELPA, reach out to your SELPA. If you are the SELPA, then please contact me and we'll get that information to you.
All right. And Lisa asked if you could, and I apologize to your
No, it's
inbox
okay.
in advance, if you could please repeat the email address.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you, Dominic. All right. Moving on to Jan's Q1 at 3:18. The problem with questions being answered live as verbal only, those who join later will miss them. I missed the answer for Sariah's Q1 at 3:02, and I'm interested in hearing it again. So Sariah's Q1 at 3:02 was, in a previous call or meeting, I recall a presenter sharing that direct certification counts will drop next year. Can we receive more information on why? Was it due to SNAP cuts? If related to benefit cuts, do we have information on projections past 26-27? And I do remember the answer to this question being that it's possible that Sariah had kind of misheard that in a meeting. Sean and Angela, did you want to provide the?
Yeah, and she didn't respond back, so maybe she was satisfied with that answer. But we do drop the table at the end of every academic year for direct certification. It's just part of our end of year rollover activity. So we purge direct cert and foster data for the prior academic year. And I wondered if that was maybe what she heard. Otherwise, direct cert is not going anywhere as far as we know.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela. And thank you, Jan, as well as Sariah. Oh. All right, next we have a Q1 from Emilio at 3:19. Some students with two 190 program records from the 5.7 report. Different case ID and service type, but same start date. Any reason to show both in our local SIS? Anything else to keep in mind? Thank you.
They have different case IDs, is what he's saying, correct?
Yes, they have different case IDs and different service types. So does that kind of cause a reason to submit both program 190 records?
Yes, because it sounds like the family has two different cases going on. And so, and two different service types. The person who you would want to check with though first would be the either your LEA foster youth liaison to provide additional context. If that person still has questions, I would reach out to the social worker to better understand. But overall, it doesn't have a bearing on your CALPADS reporting though.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Emilio says thank you as well.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, moving on to Lori's Q1 at 3:21. A prior meeting made reference to sending a list to LEAs where the RFEP date was the same date as the enrollment start date. Has this list gone out yet? If not, is there an ETA?
I don't believe it has, and I'm making a note. I'm adding it to my pile of sticky notes on my desk. And I'll follow up on that. Yeah, that should go out soon if it hasn't.
So stay tuned. It's on its
Thank you
way.
for the reminder, Lori.
And that surprisingly brings us to the end of the questions with 3:23 on the clock.
All
I'll go
right.
ahead
Don't
and
celebrate too soon. Gary was at 321 last week.
I'll go ahead and try to buy some time for folks to get some more questions in there. So if you do have more CalPads questions, please do get those questions in the Q&A box. We do have over 30 minutes left on the call to answer questions if folks have them. Rebecca has a Q1, kind of a follow-up from the previous question at 324. Will the list be sent to the CalPads administrator?
Yes. The only thing I can think of is sometimes the LEA administrator is different than the person we have flagged as what we call the LEA main. So I think probably in your case, you are both, Rebecca, so it will go to you.
All right. Thank you, Angela, and thank you, Rebecca. I'm once again looking at a Q&A box that says no open questions, but we have time on the clock, folks. If you'd like to get those questions in.
People are still joining that as well.
Yeah. So if you just joined, if you haven't yet been able to ask your question, please get your questions into the Q&A box and we'll respond to your questions in the call here. And for folks who have had a chance to ask your questions, if you have additional questions, follow-ups, try to get those in the Q&A box as well. I like Rigoberto's comment in the chat box, locked in for EOY. All right, Larney has a Q2 at 325 for Dominic. A special education student was moved to another school in our district on May 11th. An IEP meeting was held then to do the transfer. However, the student, who is an adult, signed the document too late that the school where she is transferring declined her application. An amendment meeting was held on May 20th with the plan to keep her from the old school. My question is, do we need to send a plan record for the first IEP meeting to transfer a new student, or is it not necessary, just the meet record?
This is a pretty complex question, Larney. If you wouldn't mind sending in a service desk ticket with the SSID and all of this information, that way I can take a look at the record, or we can take a look at the record rather, and make sure we're providing the right information.
All right. We did get a Q1 from Jennifer at 327. How long will it take to sync the Title I SWP from CARS? We haven't certified it yet because of something that needs to be board approved, but that won't happen until possibly mid-June, and it's making me nervous.
Matt, when you get an opportunity, can you go back to the DC question? Because I can explain that one.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Sean, do you happen to know? I can't remember how often we sync up with CARS. Is it nightly or is it just once a week?
It's nightly.
Okay.
It's nightly, but it's nightly for us, but it takes triggering on their end, which can make it feel like once a week. So that's probably why you recall the once a week. Yes.
Right. Well, I think at one point it was once a week, and I couldn't remember if when we updated it or if we did. So yeah, as Jennifer, it takes, so it'll sync up every night on our end, but then you have to wait for a new revision on your end, which during the heavy duty processing times, can take a long time. So just keep that in mind.
All right. She says, yay. All right. So Sean, I'll go back to Sariah's question at 302 about the direct certification counts. So Sariah asked at 302, in a previous call or meeting, I recall a presenter sharing that direct certification counts will drop next year. Can we receive more information on why? Was it due to SNAP cuts? If related to benefit cuts, do we have information on projections past 26-27?
Okay, so the reason why counts drop, I'm going to chunk this question, Sariah. Thank you for it. And thank you to Marshall for finding that rollover flash. The rollover flash is common. We send one out actually each year. It's just a reminder of items and like expected typical behavior. And so within the expected typical behavior, all of your students are exited. And so therefore you have no students in order to match your direct cert counts with for enrollment. And so that is why you would see a drop in your direct cert counts over the summer. However, if you continue working with your nutrition services directors, you can locally identify any students that have what is typically like locally termed a carryover period. That carryover period does not get reported to CALPADS. And so for that reasoning, your direct cert reports, again, may look lower only because until you put your next year enrollment in. So once you put your 26, 27 enrollment in and your direct cert files are then matched up to those, then you have a direct cert extract that is provided for you that has a more robust listing. Regarding any type of eligibility benefits or assistance programs, that's going to be without the purview of CALPADS. And so if you have those types of questions or so, I recommend discussing with your nutrition services coordinator or director at your local level. And if you all still have questions, please pose those to the nutrition division or the CDE.
All right. Thank you so much, Sean.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. And then we did get a comment and a question in chat. So Stephanie at 3:30 says, no question, just a comment. Welcome back, Sean. It's good to hear your voice. I agree. It's great to have you back. All right. And then a Q2 from Carrie at 3:31. Can a student be reported as RFEP to CALPADS during any time in the school year?
The nuanced question, right? Gary, do you want to go to that flash? Anybody remember what number it is? Or is it in the user manual now, that table?
This one? Maybe not. 277.
I think that this is just for the summer enrollments.
This is just for the summer too.
All right. We got a suggestion of 322.
The answer is yes, it can occur anytime, but there's
322.
some nuances to it.
Is there a flash 322? Wait, why is that not showing up here?
There is 324 just got released today. I think we might be a little behind on the website.
Oh, this page is a little behind.
Let's see.
Try refreshing your screen, Gary. I see it on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it not coming up for me? Oh, there we go.
Boom.
I'll put that link under the answer for.
And I think
Very
Rebecca's
clear.
pretty spot on with the written answer to the question.
You want to read Rebecca's answer?
Yeah, so Rebecca responds, to the extent feasible, LEAs are encouraged to review the status of their English learner students and make reclassification decisions soon after students meet the 4 reclassification criteria and prior to the end of the school year.
And then I'm putting the link to the flash in that
And
answer as well.
Rebecca states she got that from Flash 300, and Adriana was able to get that one in chat as well. Thank you, Adriana. Oh, looks like Rebecca was able to get it there as well. Thank you, Rebecca. And we are once again at the end of the questions, but I am seeing the numbers of participants kind of go up and down a little bit. So if you are just joining us, please do get your questions in the Q&A box. If you've been around the call since the beginning and you still have additional questions, please feel free to get those in the Q&A box as well. We would love to answer any of the CalPADS questions that you guys have this afternoon.
How was it up in Northern California, Gary? Is it chilly?
It was chilly. I think the highs were in the mid 60s. It was a little wet on Monday, but it's always fun picking up camping when it's raining outside.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's wet. You just throw it in the truck and say, okay, we'll wash it when we get home.
Really put that gear to the test.
Yeah.
All right, we did get a Q1 from Terry at 3:35. Is there an anticipated date for the new documentation?
Are you referencing the SPED data guide that I demoed at the regional meetings, Terry? How it's going to be in the user manual now. The code sets went out, right?
Yep. I think. Oh.
Yeah.
17.1 is in the user manual. I think the CalPAD system documentation page is still showing 17.0, but that should be updated shortly as well.
I thought it was updated already.
Terry did clarify the CalPADS reference documentation.
I think that's like code sets and etc. Yeah, where did we put it in the user manual? Is it under new?
It's all under reference. All of those are now 17.1.
So resources and then references.
And any link at the bottom of CalPADS that's relevant to the system docs is also linked to all of this documentation.
All right. And I do think that should read updated 5/26/2026.
Yep.
But it was updated to 17.1 yesterday. So the user manual is current.
That should have been 5.
All right. Terry says thank you. Thank you as well, Terry. Right.
Kyron, the time traveler.
All right.
Well, what do you think, Matt? Should we wrap it up for the day?
I think we've given quite a bit of opportunity for questions and we haven't gotten so many in. So it may be a good time to wrap for today. But we'll be back next Wednesday for any remaining questions.
Oh, I have an update on Lori's question about RFEPs, the list going out. Where somebody's testing the list right now. So just to verify that the data is accurate. So not quite ready to send it out just yet.
But getting there, Lori, getting there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Rebecca's got a queue too. We'll wait for you, Rebecca. When will the CalPADS CERT website be updated?
Oh,
Oh,
I know
the
what she's
county
asking about.
certification reports.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Every time I hear somebody ask it, I hear the answer soon. So, so it makes me think it's not there yet, since you're asking, right? But I have their attention.
Yeah, it's still reading reports are not available for EOY.
Okay, same. That one's getting worked on. So but it's a fast developer, I will tell you that. So it could be as soon as Tuesday, knowing him.
All right. Thank you for the research, Angela. Go ahead and move on to Jan's Q2 at 3:41. Any decision yet when the CalPADS rollover date will be for new codes and such? I don't want to implement them too early.
Yeah, I don't have anything other than what was mentioned at the regionals.
Once again, at the end of the questions, I'll give a little bit of time here for folks to populate new questions, but I do think we may have exhausted the crowd today. All right, Angela, what do you think?
Pull the plug.
All right. We'll go ahead and end it here. But thank you everyone for attending the Wednesday Q&A. We will be back again next week for any of your CalPADS questions that you may have. In the meantime, please do submit a CalPADS service desk ticket if you need guidance or have any issues that you're working to resolve, and we will provide support in that venue as well. But thank you for attending, everyone. Marshall, you can go ahead and take it away.
Okay, looks like everybody's moving out. So I've got what I need. You guys got what you need. So I'll see y'all next week. Okay, same time, same station. Bye.